Welcome to episode 8 of the Dialing for Dollars podcast. We're talking life insurance, sales, and everything that happens between the first dial and the death benefit. Today I'm joined by Tai Sommerville as always. Welcome, sir. How are you?
Hello, I'm all right.
Right on it. And we have a special guest today, fellow sniper Pryor Hovis. Welcome to the podcast, Pryor.
I'm not sure how special I am, but I'm definitely here.
We're gonna take it for sure. So let's just start off. Introduce yourself. Where'd you come from? How'd you end up in life insurance?
Yeah. So Pryor, I'm here in Charleston or Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Married one son, and I got into the industry September of 2021. It was really kind of by necessity. Um, my wife got one of those phone calls in corporate America you don't say no to.
Oh,
And we knew that there was going to be a path of us moving around. We were in the Carolinas. We knew we were not going to leave the Carolinas. And I was like, okay, so what am I going to do? So I was able for the first few years stay in my role in B2B sales. I was representing in brands like Bacardi, Moet Hennessy, Patron, in
ooh.
that arena. Good job, great job. The thing is with those jobs, you can't just say, "Hey, I want to go move here." Someone's got to die or someone's got to move in order for you to get that job because people don't leave them.
Yeah,
Ouch.
because everybody's
Yeah,
always happy to see you. Like you're the booze guy.
yeah, yep. So so we knew there was going to be another move. So as I was doing that job, I was strongly in e-commerce. I had three drop shipping stores on eBay, two drop shipping stores on Facebook Marketplace, and I was building my own private label brand on Amazon.
Mhm.
Wow.
And it was really like, okay, this is how I'm going to be able to be mobile as we continue to move with her career. Because
Yeah.
she was just on a rocket ship at the time, and it was had four virtual assistants in the Philippines. I had my website, social media, everything was going, and I was getting ready to really scale my Amazon brand. And my supplier in China, who was making my product for me, saw how well it was doing, and they launched the same product against me on Amazon.
Ooh.
And
Wow.
not only in that time, but they did this thing called they hijacked my listing, where when people were searching for my product, I was almost Amazon's choice. They were taking my traffic and putting it onto their product. And Amazon saw that as fraudulent activity on my account.
Oops.
And I woke up one morning, we had a meeting for my job at the time. I had a meeting in Colombia and I checked my accounts, and all my accounts were like this, straight down.
Oh boy.
Like, what's going on? And it was weird. So log out, log back in, log out, log back in. And I had a team that I was working with. I went through a course. They said, send us this, this, and this. So I'm driving to Colombia, and a buddy of mine, Steven, called me. He said, pull over. He said, we're sorry, man. This is bad. We call it the kiss of death. So Amazon saw that as fraudulent activity on my account. So by the end of the day, my Amazon, eBay, Facebook marketplace accounts were all frozen. I had about $100,000 worth of orders out there that I couldn't no
Damn.
tracking numbers. I couldn't process payments. So what took me about 3.5 years to build, it was gone in about 30 hours. It was all gone.
Oh my.
So Corey, what do you do, man? You go sell life insurance.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
That's
So that was that is to
cool.
say that happened on a Friday. Like you said, I was in the industry. So that weekend I was able to self-medicate myself very thoroughly.
There we
Uh,
go.
really good
I knew I
stuff.
liked you.
Yeah,
Oh,
really.
man.
Yeah, my top shelf was pretty strong in those days. And but yeah, that was a tough one. And so again, I still had a job. We were okay. The hardest part was firing those virtual assistants. That was really
Mhm.
tough.
I bet.
It was a husband and a wife and her two sisters, and they were phenomenal.
Ouch.
And I had to let them go, and because they were with me, but we were getting ready to scale, we were getting ready to go.
Yeah.
And so I stayed in my job, and of course, hey, we got to do something because the move's coming. I started looking at remote sales, telesales, 1099, insurance.
Yeah.
Here we are.
It's high on the search list for that. Like
Yes.
Is there any way of recovering from that? Like you're just out. You're done.
They said there was a way, and a guy who I work with, there's a course called the Amazing Selling Machine.
Hmm.
It's incredible. And they teach you how to launch your, not just sales stuff, they teach you how to build a brand. And that's who I was with. There was a guy, he was in Australia. He used to be a chef too. I was a chef in my first life, and he was a nine-figure seller on Amazon.
Wow.
And
Mm.
he was the one, he really helped me out a lot. He was kind of took me under his wing. And he just said, he said, sorry, mate, it's a kiss of death. You're done. The only way to do it is you come back and you can do shadow accounts, ghost accounts, and I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah.
I really thought I was building, an online business. I'm not saying we were going to go pick out matching Bentleys or anything like that, but
Yeah, but matching
I really
Jaguars,
did
right?
think, huh?
Matching Jaguars though, right?
Right. But I really did think because I had like product two, three, and four like ready to go from that supplier who under like they have my prototypes on the way. I
Yeah.
was getting ready to go, and I was like, this is really going to happen.
Wow.
And
Brother, that's crazy. Like I'm listening to you, and you're just describing like uh one win after another, and I'm like, I know this story doesn't have a happy ending, but at the
Because
same
he's in
time,
life
I'm like,
insurance, right?
damn,
I was really in the end, Ty. I was really in the end.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's great. Like Kyle Muslak, who started the podcast with us, had the same thing happen to him about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and that's why he
Yeah.
had to kind of move on. It's just it's insane. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's the same type of deal, but
Yeah. I don't know. But that's the
wow.
thing, when it works, but you're beholden to them.
Yeah.
The algorithm changes or again something like that, and it's like, hey, yeah, of course, you want to go to court and fight Amazon? Okay,
Man,
go
that's
for it.
that's
Right.
a oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It's the permanence of it that scares me because I'm like you said, it took you 3 years and it's just no
Gone.
conversations, no negotiations, just
That was it.
goodbye and never come back.
Yeah, that was it.
Insane.
Everybody wants to get rich in this digital economy and doing remote, and it's a great way to do that. But I'm
Sure.
starting to hear a lot more stories. Like I had a Facebook community of 2 million members, and they just shut it down on me one day and nothing. And
Yeah.
like these are people's livelihoods, and they're just taking them away. Like it's not.
And how it all happened with eBay and Facebook at the same time, like no one really
Yeah.
knows. But there was at that time, there was like they purged like 70,000 accounts because there's people out there who will list, hey, buy this couch for $200, and they ship them like a paper clip with a tracking number, and they
Oh
scam them.
no.
You know, now I had my own stuff that I was selling, and I had verified suppliers and verified contracts with people doing it the right way, but they just went through and just purged all these accounts, so they all just happened all on the same day, and it was gone.
Wow.
That would hurt
Oh, so after you primed yourself over the weekend, like
very much.
you seem so you have that kind of entrepreneurial mindset. You were in sales, which
Yeah.
sales is a different grind, but you started businesses, and then what happened? What'd you do?
Yeah, so yes, I again kept in that job. At the time, I was really focused with Moet Hennessy, all things champagne, Moet, Dom, and of course, the spirit brands as well. And we were getting close. Again, we were in Charlotte, North Carolina at the time. Growing up in South Carolina, everybody wants to come to Charleston for holidays, vacations, and this is where her home office ended up being relocated.
Okay.
Mhm.
And we thought that was going to be a place, and it happened. And I said, okay, well, I got to be ready to do something. And that's when I started. I got to be remote, get back into sales, 1099, I can create. And again, looking, and I found a company. Of course, yeah, come on in, take the test. We'll contract you, and it's been now, of course, here we are now all together. This is my fifth company.
Okay.
Yep, fifth company. I guess that happens, right?
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
Often, I guess.
yeah, often. I'm confident in the changes that I made. Do I
Mhm.
think back now, 5 years into it, what if I was still with that first company?
Mhm.
Where would my overrides be? Where would my renewals be? Of course, I think that, but I made those changes. Just things didn't align with
Yep.
the way I wanted to be. And one of them, it kind of just there was like this mass exodus, and I was like, okay, well, what we do now? So I had to make a change there.
Yeah.
But of course, finding us here with Lasting Mark and Empower, and of course with Sniper, hey, things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
Here we are.
It feels like we're on the rocket ship going in the right direction right now, but
Man, own it.
nothing's permanent, right? I mean, Dana's gonna
No,
retire at some point because she's
but Corey, hey, if we're on that rocket ship, we're flying it and building it at the same time.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to screw in things with a hammer right now. So
Yeah, yeah. You got a hammer?
well, it's a plastic one I got from my
Yeah,
kid's toy box, right? So,
yeah,
right on. So I mean, you must have that kind of entrepreneurial mindset, and that's kind of leads us into what we're kind of going to talk to you about today, just employee mindset versus business owner mindset. And it
yeah.
sounds like you've always just kind of had that business owner mindset. Well, how would you explain the difference?
Yeah, I think for me, it's a big thing. I think it's perception. Perception equals reality, right? And it's like you really got. How are you really looking at this? And there's so much now out there on social media. All the things, all the influencers, and people have this thing of entrepreneurship of what the rewards and what the results are, not
Hmm.
really what it takes you to get there.
Yeah.
And again, I started cooking in restaurants when I was 15 years old. I didn't get the athletic gene like everybody else in my family did. So I started working in kitchens. And that's a very competitive environment, right? It is very team oriented. It's not for the faint of heart. And so from the time I was 15 to 25, I got to be a part of opening 7 restaurants
Oh wow.
in
Damn.
different capacities. And so I got to see what those owners went through.
Okay.
You know, they never went home.
Yeah.
They never went home. But you could also see and sense the passion. Like
Mm.
they were into every single detail, the spoons, the sauces, lettuce, what kind of lettuce? We're going to do tenderloin, what kind of tenderloin? We're going to do a sauce, what kind of the wine, what kind of wine, for what reason? And I started seeing how the passion is what led to being an entrepreneur, not just the results. Because I worked
See.
for a group, they had 3 great restaurants, white tablecloth. They worked all over the world together. They both drove pickups that were 25 years old.
Yeah.
Mm.
Everything went into that, you know. And now again, I have no desire to go back to that industry,
Yeah.
but that's really when I really saw what passion really looks like. And my parents, hey, I grew up blue collar, both my parents worked. As soon as I could hold a handle on a lawnmower, I was cutting grass to get extra money,
Yeah.
buy my bikes, buy my stereo. So I just grew up, hey, you had to work, so I was raised to be a worker, but that's when I saw what real passion was about building a business. And I guess I've always been chasing that, Corey, you
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
um, still trying to.
That's awesome. Best definition of entrepreneurship I've ever heard is
What?
it's the passion to do something for 80 to 100 hours a week so you never have to work 40 again. Like
100%.
it's
That math.
100%.
it's insanity is what it is.
It
It
is, yeah.
and the you got to fall in love with the process, right?
The guy, I can't remember his name. I can see his face. Maybe you've heard he's the timeshare guy. He helps people get out of their timeshares. He has a
Oh,
real rough voice.
so like JG Wentworth or something like that,
Yeah,
or
something like, yeah.
yeah,
And he said, they said, define being an entrepreneur. He said, oh, it's a mental disorder.
Oh, that's crazy.
You
it
know,
is.
he said, there's no,
No,
there's
no,
no
we're crazy,
question.
Ty.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
He said, it is 1,000, it is a mental disorder to want to do this. But also, like everybody knows Gary Vaynerchuk, right?
Mhm.
And he says, I'll tell everybody any way I can, I will tell you exactly what to do. I will tell you because I know 99% of you are not going to do it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And he said, everyone knows what's the secret? What's the secret? He goes, here's the secret. You find what it is you're passionate about and what it is you want to do. And then
Mhm.
for the next 3 to 5 years, you work your effing face off.
Hmm. And it's all it takes is 5 years.
That's it. That's it.
We've done that 10 times, right, Pryor. We've done that.
Hey, there we go.
I was about to
There
say,
we
I think
go.
I'm the baby of the group because 5 years sound like a lifetime.
That's it. But I think it's like for us, hey, we can kind of get into it. What leads, what CRM, what dialer, what IMO. Again, I mean, every morning when I wake up, what if I was still with that first company? Where would I be?
Mm,
I think about it every day. But I've learned something along the way every single time now. And I know as we talk, Corey, you and I off channel, that we're with a good group. We're aligned here with all the things. Now we just got to ride the storm until we start seeing those results that we know that it is there.
mm,
Yeah. There's so much shiny object syndrome in this business,
Yeah,
which leads to get which dollar to use, which CRM to use. Can you get a setter? Do you use AI? Do you just cold call like crazy? Do you buy expensive leads? Do you just work through a bunch of aids?
right.
That in itself is insane, but there is no silver bullet if you don't pull the trigger. You just have to do it.
100%.
It's but I nobody did any of you guys wake up one day and like I'm passionate about life insurance.
No.
mm. I was
But
literally just gonna ask you if you feel like that passion still applies to this space too.
Yeah,
I do.
well, it does now. It does now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I think, but here's where I tie, that got me because in the beginning,
Mm,
probably part of the reason why, I left that first company was, again, I was new. I didn't know what I didn't know,
mm,
but I found this because of necessity.
right.
I knew I would be able to move. I knew, hey, if my wife had a trip, if we wanted to take a vacation, we didn't have to worry about our vacation schedules aligning.
Okay.
I could just be off, right? So I was doing it more, what's in it for me,
Mm,
right? It was out of necessity. And like I said, and I'm going to work. I've always worked my whole life, but I knew that I was going to do that. And now as I've evolved and matured in this industry, now I'm realizing it's like anything else. You're going to get out of it what you put in. And I've told people what most people don't know about this industry, entrepreneurship, is that this is the best imitation of real life that there is.
Hmm.
Because what you put
mm.
in is what you're going to get out. You want a
Yeah.
good marriage, you got to invest. You want good kids, you got to invest. You want a good health, you got to invest.
I see.
You want a good looking home and a good looking yard, you got to get your ass up out of bed and go do it. And so when people say, "Hey, I don't know if I can start dialing at 8:30 in the morning," I,
Yeah.
there's nothing is going to work out for you. I mean, nothing. It's not insurance didn't work out for you. Nothing will work out for you. And it's
See,
just it's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah. I
you oh, you go ahead.
I was just because I started getting an earlier start and in March and actually had a lot better success as a result. Just having that morning dial time
Yeah.
and kind of focus time to get prepared for your day
Yep.
um, was a big difference. But yeah, you kind of have to. You said the more you put in, the more you get out. The frustrating part about entrepreneurship and business ownership is when you put in more and you sometimes get less.
Yeah.
What do you do? Well,
Oof.
you keep running the same play. In March, I did like 7,000 dials and wrote like 10 grand in AP, which is awesome. In April, I did like 14,000 dials, only
Dang.
7,500 in AP. And I was all in my head all morning. I'm kind of just taking today to just reset my mindset. I don't want to
Mm,
have that come across on the phone. And just meeting with Caden, our upline here a little while ago, she's like, "Yeah, just run the same play. You
right.
sometimes the ball gets intercepted. You don't not
That's
throw the
right.
ball again." So
Mm.
it yeah, we're around some pretty amazing people that have gone through this nonsense before and can help guide us through it. It's pretty cool.
I've got I've got a really good brother-in-law, my wife's sister, her husband. They're our best friends. They've been together as long as we have. And he's retiring early next year. He's a real estate attorney. Okay. And everyone says, oh, hey, he's got a $2.5 million home paid for. He's got a $3 million plane paid for, which we really love. We get to fly with him on his plane. He's got all the toys. He's got a multiple eight-figure net worth. So he's walking away with FU money. He did something that most lawyers do not do. He was able to sell his firm to another firm. Typically, lawyers just shut their doors and they walk away. They're too old, too sick, can't do it anymore. Hopefully, they've invested and not lived that TV lifestyle, whatever. Well, he didn't. For 26 years, he was one of the top real estate attorney, no, the top real estate attorney in the state of South Carolina. He had a $350,000 home he stole on foreclosure. He drove Toyota 4Runners, and he slammed index funds for 26 years, S&P 500. That's all he did. And everyone looks and says, "Oh, well, it must be nice. He's an attorney. Oh, it oh, good for him. He's an attorney, of course." And it's like him being an attorney's got nothing to do with it.
Right.
He built a business, and he went 19 years without a full week's vacation. All he
Yeah.
would do is take off like Memorial Day, Labor Day, Christmas when the banks are closed. Because
Hmm.
as a real estate attorney, his customers are realtors. They bring him the clients to close the deal, right? When you
Right.
buy a home. He's got realtors who make 700, 600 grand a year. And they bring him all their business because he says, "Pryor, I figured out the secret." I said, "What is it?" And this is years ago now. He goes, "I do one thing that no lawyer will ever do." And I said, "What?" He goes, "I kiss their asses every day." He goes, "I've eaten so much, you know what? Because these most lawyers is, hey, you need me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to come see me." For him, for all his top realtors, he gives them all three legal advice: DUIs, divorce, their kids get in trouble, business formation, they get sued. Whatever it is, he's giving them millions and millions of dollars
Oh yeah.
free legal service, like actual service. So they come to him. He bought another building. He owns the whole thing now, but he started on the side. He put a realtor's lounge in. You want Starbucks? It's there. You want Dunkin' Donuts? It's there. Tea, Diet Dr. Pepper. It's their lounge for them to come in and work. So no lawyer is going to do that.
Right.
No.
They think they're, up here.
Yeah.
Well,
Mhm.
he flipped the script and he built this system. And now at 60 years old, he could have retired years ago, but he had a number he wanted to hit.
Yeah.
And now he's done it. And people say, "Oh, well, must be nice." No, he's a lawyer.
Because he's a lawyer.
Law school, I've learned now, law school does not teach them how to make money. They could care less.
Yeah.
They could care
It-
less about how much money they make. But he did it. And so
yeah.
that's something that I'm like, okay, I've taken a lot of vacation in my years. I've taken a lot of vacation.
Yeah.
And now I've seen, like, and of course, he's taught us a lot about the law as well. But he goes, people just don't understand what it takes to really build a business.
Hmm.
And he's like I said, if you're going to Andy Dufresne in a Shawshank Redemption crawl through 500 meters of
Yeah.
crap.
Say Guantanamo, Mexico.
That's right. And
All
that's what
day.
it is. And that's what it is. So yeah.
You
That,
sound a
that,
lot like Matt when you say that, because I remember one of the calls we were on, well, actually a few of them, we were on with him. He'd be like, "I know you hear these guys on YouTube be like, position yourself up here and status this and status that." And he was like, "Bro, fuck your status. Just do follow up.
yeah.
Do the
Good.
follow up. Call
Be
him
there.
again. Like, show up." Yeah, like,
Me there.
and
Yeah. It's
it's definitely a tough battle trying to I guess hear both, but then I'm like, Matt is my direct like mentor. Why am I listening to the guys on YouTube?
no
It's
doubt.
like I don't know. Sometimes it's hard not to get in your head because it's like on one end, I'm like when I do too much, I feel like I'm being kind of thirsty and like I kind of feel the low status. But then there's those moments where I feel like I'm doing too much, and then I get that, "Hey, thank you so much for not giving up on me," and I'd be like, ah. Well, it
I think
clearly works, and
I think that's
logic
the
says it
curse.
works, but
Yeah.
Yeah. That is
I think that's
that
the
is the
curse,
curse.
Ty. I think for the rest of our lives, we're going to feel like we're never doing enough. I think that's the mental disorder.
uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
by that logic,
Yeah.
I,
So
I asked in the Zoom chat last night. I said, "So remind me again, what is the definition of insanity?" Because I was just dialing, 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 and I was
yeah.
saying the same thing to everybody who picked up, and they were all telling me the same thing too, which was not nice.
Yeah, that's
So
it.
it was probably me.
Yeah, that's it, man.
they're making you feel like they have the same coaches too. They don't even know each other.
Exactly. But Corey, I tell myself, Ty too, you think about there's a lot of people out there. We know who's been doing it a long time, but this one guy, he tells stories where he's in Atlanta, Georgia. 15 years ago, They would buy leads in Phoenix, Arizona, buy them on Saturday, take the red eye out to Phoenix, land all day Sunday, call their leads in Phoenix, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday run appointments, do follow up on
Whew.
Thursdays, and fly home. And they built a fortune doing that.
Yeah.
They would buy leads in Kansas City, and fly out, and that's what they would do. And sometimes you would have to go deliver the policy back to them. There was
Oh,
no
Yeah.
there was no electronic app, and they still did it, Ty.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I
okay,
believe you.
if they can figure that shit out,
I can click dial.
what is my problem?
My
Right?
chair's just not very comfortable to sit in for 12 hours a day.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, there's that book. Oh man, it's like the guy, it's how I went from failure to success. And he's noted to be the best insurance salesman of all time. He wrote the book in 1929, and he
Okay.
tells the story in that book. He was a baseball player, hurt his knee, worked on the docks in New York, worked in the bus line in New York, started to sell insurance, got his butt kicked. It was a American New York Life, whatever it was at the time, right? Not making money, not making money, not making money. And he went up the day to the office to go clean out his cubicle. And it's funny, when you read him tell the story, and he was about to get out, and here came everybody. The president of the company was there that day. So this is like in 1917 at the time of this 16 when it's happening. The president was there, and all the agents and people came into the ballroom where they worked. And he was like, oh shit, now I can't get out of here because they're all coming in. And a couple of them saw what he was doing. And so he had to sit down. And the president said in the speech, we got a new way of going to work. We've got a new system. We're all going to get filthy rich. And that system is we're going to give 4 presentations a day. This is in 1917. And that's what we talk about today. And then he
Yeah.
tells a story. And Roger Short, last year, Mark talked about this book on a podcast. They were given 4 presentations a day driving around Pennsylvania, New Jersey, upstate New York. What kind of cars did they drive in 1917 in February in New
Right.
York?
Yeah.
And they did it. And they would have you, so you have to go. Did you fill this out? Yes. Let me come in. If you're not out working on your farm, let me come in, give the presentation. Okay. Do you want it? You'd have to sign it, get a copy of the check if they had one, take it back to the office, get it issued, send it to the home office. He would come back. Here's the policy. Sign that. Here's your receipt. Now get the check if they had it now. Bring both of that back. Send it into the home office. From the time they made a presentation to the time they got their money, it could be 3 months.
Oh
Yeah.
boy,
Yeah.
boy.
Ty, that's how they did it for 80 years.
Yeah.
And they became millionaires. I mean, it was a 3 to 6 month sales cycle, and they did it, and they did it over, and they would just drive all over. And again, they go to Pennsylvania, just everywhere, get hotel rooms to work that market, get referrals, knocking on doors. So
Yeah.
what's our freaking problem, right?
Yeah. It's got to be the leads.
That's right. That's right. So
Yeah.
I think about that. I think about the guy flying to Phoenix, and of course I think about the Clark Stanleys, right? If he
Yeah.
can do 100 grand in one month,
Yeah.
we can't do 30.
That's I'd be happy with 30. I'd be happy with 20. I would be, I
Oh,
would be happy with 10 consistently. You know what I mean?
well, hey, I saw it one time. If you do 20 grand a month on final expense, you'll never have a monetary problem for the rest of your life. Once that back end commission starts kicking in,
Yep.
I'm not, again, you're not going to pick out a Ferrari. Don't do that.
Yep.
But you will be financially set just
Yeah.
doing 20 grand a month. It's just the math. And that's the one thing, that one company I was with, I was there, that back end kicked in. So I've seen that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's, you know,
You
it
keep
changes
looking at
everything.
month 10, 11, 12 from when you first started selling
Yeah.
is when you kind of it takes some of the pressure off. And
Oh, yeah.
I think a lot of people don't, and people always talk about being profitable in this industry, but they don't really talk about cash flow. And they're not the
Right.
same thing. I can be profitable on paper because I have accounts receivable for what I'm still owed and cash I've received, but it's not, you can't buy leads with accounts receivable. You know what I mean?
Right.
I got an email this week from one lead vendor. It's like, hey, we have buy now, pay later. And I'm like, okay, but
No,
not
good
really sure I'm
trick.
going. Yeah, that's just it. It's
Yeah. If well,
um
you sit in there and you start your month off and there's an $8,000 deposit from that back end commission of 10 months ago,
yeah,
that changes everything.
yep. Now you're now you're paying for
Yeah,
a little bit of comfort, and it just takes the stress off, and
100%.
you show up differently,
You do, you do.
and
And of course,
you're
by the time and that's to your, we talked about this, Corey, that's the double-edged sword. If you ride this out long enough, again, the insanity to keep doing this without getting the results you want. But once that starts kicking in and that back end commission kicks in, you're 10 months, a year down the road. Well, how much better have you gotten also?
yeah,
And now you're
yeah,
not just writing 20 grand, maybe you're writing 35, 40 grand.
right.
Well, what's the back end commission on that?
Compounding is what it is. Yeah,
Huh?
that's compounding is what it is.
It is. And now your
Yeah,
renewals have kicked in. Now you're probably qualifying for trips. Maybe AM's got a contest you qualify for. I
yeah,
mean, it just keeps going and going and going and going, much less if you do a team, start getting into elevating cases or Medicare. It's just, as they say, it's not a get rich quick, but it is a get rich for sure.
yeah,
If you just got the backbone and the chin just to take it long enough,
yeah.
you
It
know?
what I fell into this pitfall, and maybe you guys have too. But when I first started out, I was the people I was talking to. I didn't know the underwriting side of things very well, so I'd always
Mhm.
end up going like guaranteed issue,
Yeah,
which are a lower percentage commission. Like you might be contracted at say 80%, for example. That only pays 40 or 45 or 50 or whatever it is.
that's
So you're
right.
like, hey, I made a sale, and then I got like $12 deposited. What is going
That's
on here?
right.
This is not the plan. But
Yeah.
I last month I created a table of all my carriers, all the products, and how much commission I get on each one. So now I can try to be a little bit more selective in and guiding where I'm putting putting clients if they qualify. Because
Yeah.
some of the contracts we have, we might be contracted at say 80%, but the commission on this particular product pays 110, for example.
Sure.
Why
Sure.
wouldn't you do that? You know,
That's
if you
right.
can, but if you don't know that, you're just trying to get the sale no matter what it looks like. And it's a different path.
No doubt. Absolutely. Absolutely. But hey, for 150 years, people have been doing the same thing,
Yeah.
right? Again, with all the technology, AI, no AI, this dollar, it's the same thing. You got to be able to talk to people and just take eight no's out for two yeses,
Yeah.
you know?
That's the hard
So
part.
it
That's
is.
So
hard to
I'm
be.
listening to you guys, and I know we talked about the difference between like being an employee and being an entrepreneur. And I remember early on in the beginning of this, I was told to treat this like you would a regular job. So if you had a regular, like, 9 to 5,
Yep.
you show up, punch in 9, do the work 5, get out and so on and so forth. Now, some of them will be like in the beginning, you might have to put in an extra 2 to 4 hours just to, get the skill set up or whatever.
Not
But
maybe. Not maybe.
well, yeah, you're right.
Well, it's just the speed thing, right? Like the more time now, the less time later. You
Yeah,
know
Yes.
what I mean?
there's like so that they're like front load the learning curve. And in the beginning, I was like, oh, okay, well, if I just show up, dial, and put the hours in, it'll be fine. But then I'm like, at that point, what is really making this outside of how much I get paid, which I guess in the beginning when you have to really invest in leads and you have to basically pay for training, so to speak. Um, it still felt like a regular job, but then I think I heard Matt and Caden say what you guys just said, that the difference between you being an employee and you being a business owner is that certain things like what you said, Corey, about making that chart to help you with the underwriting. He was like, this is when the business owner and entrepreneurship
Right.
portion starts coming in. When you start making workflows, creating like those charts and cheat sheets, the emails and the drip campaigns, doing it on your own as opposed to just relying on pre-created automations, whatever.
Yep. Yeah. You're creating
And I think
your
that's the
outcome.
part. Yeah, that's the part that I need to internalize. Like
Sure.
this, maybe in the beginning to get started, you don't really got to worry about it, but to really take off, like this has to be a part of the process. Because like
Yeah,
in the beginning,
I think you're a point, Ty. You're so right because I think it's just society. And again, I think this business is the greatest representation of real life there is.
Mhm.
And in such society, people are like, hey, what's in it for me? Or they say these things like, oh, well, I'm not going to do that. Oh, I'm not going to give up my Sunday.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm not going to give up my Saturday night. Not me. I'm not. And it's in like again, Gary V, who in the F are you to determine what you do or do not have to do? How do you even know?
Mm.
Or like people will say, oh, my widget that I make, whatever it is awesome. The market will tell you if it's awesome or not. You know, your opinion does not matter. And so the same thing here. Are you buying 50 to 100 leads a week? Yes or no? Are you doing are you doing at least $250 a day? Yes or no? Are you role playing? And are you saying that presentation 4 to 5 times a day until you know it backwards and frontwards? Yes or no? And people, I don't know if my back screen, as amazing as these things are, people would rather scroll on social media versus say that script out loud 3 times in a row. We
Yeah,
can't do it.
it's
We
the
can't
boring
do it.
stuff.
It's the
Yeah,
boring shit.
nah.
Yeah,
And
that
They
was one
tell
of
you
the
all the times where the money is at. It took me a minute to finally like accept the fact that this is what you have to do. Like
that's
you said
right.
earlier, like you still hear me even saying it, like might
Yeah.
have, and you're like, no, 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 there's no mights.
There's no
yeah.
mic. It's kind of like being kind. It's kind of like being kind of pregnant, Todd. That don't exist. Either you're pregnant or you're not. You know,
That was one of
and
the
that's
best
the
pieces of
thing. It's
advice.
like people. Hey, people like the guy was saying. There's another podcast, and the girl, she was saying she was going to quit. This doesn't work. Whatever. He pulled up her chart. He goes, "You're averaging $54 a day. That's your average." He goes, "Nobody can help you."
Yeah,
So he said, the analogy is like saying, hey, you're going to go to college and get your degree, but you only go to class once a week.
Oof.
It doesn't matter where you go. You're not going to graduate.
yeah.
There's not. Or Corey, I think we talked about this where like people will come on and do this and, you know, they won't buy the leads the way you're told to. They won't turn their camera on when they need to. They won't attend the role plays. They won't do the work. But they want to get that, insurance lifestyle income.
Hmm.
So it's like, hey, imagine this. An employer hires you. You go to work at that place of work, but you say, hey, listen, I know y'all do this over here, but I'm going to go hang out over here. And I'll be here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday because I don't want to work Fridays, but I need you to pay me every other Friday.
Ouch.
It would
You
never
go
happen.
up.
No,
It
no.
would never happen. But people do that here, right? Because they're 1099, and now I get to make my precious little schedule.
Yeah,
The schedule is
I
going to
remember
make
that
me.
one.
yeah. Nobody starts this business loving insurance sales on day one, but just by the repetition of showing up and doing the work and doing the practice and exercise. And some of the best advice you gave me prior was read the script out loud to yourself before you dial a single person. So
Uh,
it's fresh in your mind, you know it. But nobody loves it when they start. But the
yeah,
process of it going through is what kind of makes you love it and start finding ways to find charts, find automations, make things more efficiently.
It's funny that you mentioned no one loving it from the start because like the way it's presented to us, they present I guess the dream portion of it and not what it takes to get that. So I
right.
know when I came in and the group that was with me came in, oh no, we were all like hot and ready, like hot and ready. Man, we're going to call these people, we're going to fulfill their orders, we're going to change their lifestyle, everything's going to be great. And the moment I call that first person, and they're like, "Who? About what? If
I
you don't
didn't
get on
do
my
that.
phone," I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that was weird, but that's just one guy. Call the next one, they don't answer. They just came in. All right, cool. Call the third person. Yeah, I didn't do that. The fourth one, that wasn't me. The fifth one, can you not call me anymore? And I'm like, I'm confused. And then the love went straight out the window because I'm like, maybe that was just
That's good.
today. And not to mention, they didn't give us a whole script to memorize. It was just yeah, read this. You're gonna say something along these lines. And what we had previously apparently was what they were using, like, I don't know, 10, 15 something years ago for like in homes. And so trying to do that over the phone too, nah, it wasn't working. It wasn't working. So the love, yeah, whatever fire I had coming into it,
You got
drained
beat
it.
down.
instantly, instantly. In fact, I think I disappeared for probably like, I want to say a whole 2 weeks. I came back and they were like, relax, like it's not that bad. It happens sometimes. Just get with your upline. But
Hmm.
my upline and her upline and his upline were all new to the business at the same time.
So no one knew.
So it was like I was like, what can I do? But at least for them, they had like door to door with Verizon, so they kind of had some idea of what it takes for it to going. But for me, it was a fresh experience, and me and all the young people who came with me were just like, yeah, this is not what we thought it was.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so I tried dialing like one more time, and after that, after like I want to say probably like $30 total, which now that I know what I know, that's like throwing a bead of sweat into the ocean. But prior to that, I'm like, man, I've been at this for hours. Like, yeah, this ain't it. I gotta
That's
go.
right. Yeah.
You know,
That's what I say. Hey, people say, man, I worked all day today.
Man.
What did you do? What do you mean all day? You know, you
well,
didn't work all day.
made some Instagram reels.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
I,
well, the thing I'll speak to that, Ty, is, Wolf of Wall Street, right? That movie in the beginning, when he comes in and he has his Series 6, but he doesn't have his Series 7 yet. And he walks in and he's got that jerk of a mentor, that asshole, and he hands him that stack of index cards. And he says, don't stop dialing until you puke. And that index cards was what? It was leads. And
yeah,
this is Wall Street, right? But
yeah.
no blood Wall Street in that trading floor. And I got a cousin who worked for one of those big banks, and I asked him about it. He said it's exactly like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they got to be there every morning at 5:30 in the morning, live role play. They play your calls in front of everybody. They just beat the crap out of you.
Hmm.
And he said for 2 years, for 2 straight years, once you get one of those jobs, you got to be there at 5:30 in the morning, including Saturdays with your lieutenant. And they
Mm.
train you and role play you and role play you and role play you and role play you. Either you make it or you just give up.
The fact that
Hmm.
you use the word lieutenant, like, oof, oof, I know that's right.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, sir. Yes, Lieutenant.
yeah, it is. Yeah. And there's a couple of movies, The Wolf of Wall Street and the one called Margin Call. He said that's exactly what
Mm.
it's like. That is
Yeah.
exactly what it's like. But he goes, it's like to them, of course I'm going to make, and that was on rotary dial phones,
Oh,
rotary,
yeah, that's right.
they would do $300 a day and go back on. Now we can't sit here and click a mouse and say, man, this sucks. Like, what are you talking?
And let the dialer run for you and do it.
Let the dollar run for you, right?
Yeah.
Without
It's,
going on social media.
what's interesting is like when you talk to any top producer in this industry, they've been doing it, they've seen it, they're writing 50 to $100,000 a month. And you wonder like how.
Yeah,
And they always sound so confident, so professional, so polished. It's because they went through what you're describing, Ty.
that's
That
it.
sharpened their sword, that refined their skills, and that got them to the point where they are now an expert and completely that's their identity, and they
Yeah.
get that. But you don't just show up day one having that, and that's what everybody sells online, but it's not real, not real.
And again, it goes back to that employee mindset, right? You hire
Yeah,
me today, I get paid next Friday.
Oh yeah, no, that's
yeah,
it.
yeah. But nice thing here is if I write a policy today, I might get paid tomorrow. All
That's
right, let's
right.
go.
That's
Except
right.
for the very first one, not so much.
Yeah,
But
maybe
And
for
it's
sure,
even
right?
funnier too, because even if you do get paid, it's not your money.
it is not your money. You owe the government, and they might not pay the bill, and you got to get charged back. It's
That's
like
right. And that's
that's the whole
okay.
thing.
It happens, right? So it's
Yeah.
that give and take.
Yep.
Do you want to be beholden to someone else's mission? And my father got downsized twice.
Mm.
He was part of a company that got bought out and he got let go. And he was a part of a company that did the buying and
Wow.
he got let go just because of alignment, structuring, and all that.
Yeah.
That was hard to see, man. I mean, it got my attention because, yeah,
Absolutely.
no control. So,
We used to
hey,
have.
pick your heart. It's all hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to work at Citibank, and we used to have a saying there, like you haven't truly been a Citibank alum or veteran until you've been laid off once or twice,
Oh, wow.
That's
because they job discontinue things and move things all over the world all the time. It's
Sure.
so yeah. This I don't know if I could go back to something like this, something like that. I want to stay
Yeah.
here,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's amazing. So like when what do you think is the shortest path to starting to adopt that mindset prior where, yeah, you come in and you're told like just treat it like a job, be consistent, be punch the clock in, punch the clock out, but knowing that it's not that, that's just how you start. What's the quickest path to getting to the point where like, I want this to work and I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to find all the information. I'm going to do all the product training. I'm going to do the product efficiencies and automations.
Yeah.
What do you think is the trigger that says I'm no longer in a job? I'm in my own business.
I think you just gotta, you know, have that backbone, that intestinal fortitude to know that you're going to fall on your face and know that, again, it's that Warren Buffett's quote, 98% of our population, we got 380 million people in this country. Warren Buffett said 98% of our population spends more time planning one vacation than they do planning their entire retirement.
Yeah.
Conversely, 98% of our population never reads one book after they graduate high school. So not only doing anything to plan for our retirements, we're not educating ourselves on what to do either.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why in final expense, all of our clients need us.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't done anything. Whose
Yeah.
fault is that? It's not where they live, what they look like, where they grew up, who they vote for, who they voted for. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do anything to learn to get there. So I think that's it, Corey. I think it's an eye-opening where you got to understand everything is hard. The world is hard. No one cares. No one's coming to save you.
What's coming to save you?
You either wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning for a year and a half and do it, or you don't. And
Yep.
people say, well, I'm not a morning person. If at 3:45 in the morning you're woken up by a smoke detector going off and there's an orange glow down your hallway because your house is on fire, you are a morning person now. You're getting up, you're grabbing your cell phone, you're grabbing your laptop, and hey, baby, get up. We got to go.
Yeah.
But people have to roll over, doom scroll, and I've been there.
Yeah.
I've done it. Hey, when that happened with my ecom business, trust me, I was there for a minute. I mean,
But
that
you
hit, and it's like, hey, nuh-uh.
something
Uh-uh.
like that happens, you're a morning person because the stress is so huge you can't sleep past 3, 4 o'clock. You're
Right.
up, tossing and turning. Might as well get up and do something about it, right?
Do it. But I think, and all that brings down to, Corey, I think at the end of the day, I don't mean to be cliche, but I think you just got to take a leap of faith.
Yeah.
You know,
Send it up, man.
hey, if they can do 100 grand a month
Yeah.
and the same leads, the same script, it's just a matter of, hey, I'm just not doing enough and I'm not good enough.
Right.
Yeah, because it's like on paper, it sounds like okay, I'd be happy with just 10% of that.
Yeah.
But then it'd be
Coach.
like, what exactly does 10% of their effort looks like? And then you see it and it's still like the logic is there. I know it's a small fraction of what they're doing, but it's still huge by comparison to what you're used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
When
that was a huge adjustment. I'm
And some,
still adjusting to that.
well, and I say, Ty, hey, you can adjust to it, tonight and say, okay, I've adjusted. And you got to ask yourself, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong?
Hmm.
Well, then the next question is, do I know how to answer that question? Maybe I don't know what's right. Maybe I
Right.
don't know what's wrong, right?
right.
Because right now, and I used this analogy before, all my years culinary school, opening restaurants, if we all three want to go open a restaurant right now, I will take charge. I'll be the
Makes
leader.
sense.
I can cost it out. I can build it out. I can pair with wine and do all that stuff.
I'll be the food tester.
Okay, done. That's got no bearing on me coming in here and being a telesales final expense insurance.
Mm,
It doesn't matter, except I can work a lot of hours. I know I can work a lot of hours.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's all, but it has some people. So people, I think, especially us guys, we bring
There,
our egos
there
to the
you go.
table. Look at me, and I think that's why women kill it here. I really do.
Yeah.
They're so empathetic. They can have you ask a guy, hey man, how you doing? I'm good. I'm all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ask a woman how she's doing, sit back, relax. She's going to talk to you.
That's good practice for call control.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, right. And that's why I think guys need the script more because it tells you exactly what to say and when to say it. Women can do that naturally. They just can't.
Yeah,
They can't. I
that's a
think
real
our
good.
egos get in the way. And again, it's I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. Who are you to decide, what you should and shouldn't do?
Yeah.
You know?
At this point, I'll grovel. I'll,
Sure.
Miss Betty,
Brother, I
Miss
don't
Betty,
blame you.
please.
Hey, if they said, hey, I could add 10 more thousand a month to my income by doing $300 every Sunday, I don't care about the NFL anymore.
Nope.
That's valid.
Go to
And I had
church
a
and
trainer one time, he
work.
told us, with one of those companies, he said, listen, if you know your stats of your fantasy football team better than I want to think about it, I want to talk to my wife about it or whatever, he goes, no one can help you.
Oh,
Yeah.
He said, you call yourself an entrepreneur and you're playing fantasy games.
mm.
He
Jeez.
said, there's no one driving a Lamborghini playing fantasy football unless they own it. But
That's,
as
Oof.
guys, we got to do that crap.
yeah. Jeez.
That's tough, isn't it?
Isn't it? Isn't it?
It's real.
It's
It's,
real. Hey, Lamborghini, they say, hey, why don't you ever have commercials on TV? They said, our clients don't watch television.
yeah, right. Meanwhile, we're selling to all the people who do watch a lot of television
Yes.
on max volume when you call.
Yeah. Can you
And
please turn it down? I did. No, you did not.
yeah, and they're
No,
always
you didn't.
playing ads for final expense insurance when we
They
call.
are. That's great. Hey, there we are right now.
Yeah, that commercial on TV, that's me. That's what I'm calling.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, just it's all written in the stars.
But hey, on that, I got my family, my mother's side, big fishermen.
Yeah,
A lot of fishing on the coast and the lakes and all that. And since I've been on this journey, I've cut that out, and I could be on the beach in 10 minutes if I catch the light right
yeah,
here. And they think I'm crazy that we don't have a fishing boat and I'm not out there 4 days a week fishing. They think I'm crazy.
yeah,
And all my aunts and uncles are all in the same boat. All they have is Social Security.
yeah,
Ooh.
But they can
yeah.
tell you what to fish, what to use, how to
Ooh.
do all that.
There's
You know,
there's a balance. There's a balance between choosing happiness over choosing what you do in that happiness, right?
yeah,
If you don't
yeah.
make the choice, Social Security, that's your cap. But if you make the choice, you can now kind of choose what you want to do to be happy, right? It gives you options.
And my wife and I, we have both been thrust into roles with our families that we had to help family members in retirement, and it ain't pretty. It has
Yeah,
not been pleasant at all. But again, it happens for you, not to you. We've seen what it's like when you don't prepare for retirement.
hmm,
Mm.
I don't care if you're 20, 30, 40, retirement's coming. 65, 70, 75, it's coming.
yeah,
And I tell people now what I know now, and I think that to your question earlier, Corey, this is what has me. Retirement is expensive as shit.
yeah,
It is. And all it takes is one thing to happen. And
yep,
that one thing doesn't have to happen to you. It can happen to somebody else in your family, and
hmm,
it can destroy a family dynamic, the finances, everything.
yep,
And what's the one thing that solves all those problems? Money.
hmm, yeah.
And
If
a
something
job ain't
happens
gonna do
to
it.
a family member and you got to help pitch in to pay for it, and you can just write
Dude,
a check and then keep on living your happy little, that is huge. But if when it causes family strife because now I'm screwed because I had to help you,
that's right.
yeah, it's it's real.
It's,
And
it's, it's really, it's terrifying. I mean, I've got several family members where it's like, they're in assisted living and their income coming in is this and it costs this right now. If there's an increase, who's going to pay that extra $1,000 a month for him to be there?
right,
Mm.
$1,000 a month.
yeah,
And he's got dementia. If he gets elevated in care, it goes from 5 grand a month to 12,000 a month. That's a $7,000 a month problem.
yeah,
Who's going to pay that? And that's real life. It's not, hey, not my BMW, not my this, not my that. That is real life. And that's why I really this industry now we get to learn about all the products and services we're all going to need.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You
I see
know,
some of these young guys, they're in their early 20s or mid 20s and they're doing well, they're struggling, but they're still going along. But like I actually started trying to get licensed to sell life insurance with Globe Life back when I was like 19 because my cousin was pretty successful doing it.
Yeah.
But you had to read a book, and I read the book, but then you had to pay $60 for the test, and I couldn't afford the test. And
All
I
right.
was, and that was, and I'm like, I've always kind of seen it and been around it, like I should do that, and then never did. And I'm so jealous of those guys now, like where they're going to be able to put themselves and their family
Insane.
in by the time they're my age, which is awesome.
But
So
I had went out that company here that was local, and it's a big company. Do we say company names here, Corey, or not?
yeah.
Okay.
I think it just said like glow like three
Yeah, okay,
times this
okay,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, I guess I
conversation.
did. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Well,
I
it
guess
was,
don't disparage them.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was correct, correct. It was Banker's Life, right? They've been around since 1879, full retirement house, Medicare, Medicare, Medicare. And the guy told me something I think was very powerful, especially as we're new here and we're all grinding, we're all in the same boat, trying to rebuild, starting, get it going. He said, this industry is like dog years compared to corporate America. And I'm like, what do you mean? He said, what takes you 21 years to achieve in corporate America, you can achieve it in 3 years
Three.
Hmm.
if you do it the right way.
Hmm.
And he said, Pryor, this could be the hardest $45,000 a year job you've ever had, or it can be the easiest $150,000 a year job you ever had if you do it the right way.
Mm.
And again, ego just gets in the way, and it's what I'm not going to do, and I don't want to do that, and not going to do it. And that's what I'm holding on to, Corey. 3 years, baby.
3 years. I love it.
Man,
That's
speaking on what you don't want to do, um, what you were saying about that $7,000 bill, I will say every time I thought about quitting or getting a part-time job to supplement instead of like continuing to dial and figure this out, I would go like get a meal for two for about somewhere between like 40, 50, $60. And I just look at my Indeed listings and whatever, and I see like the offers for like anything between like $18 an hour. It's like maybe like $30 an hour at the max. And I'm like, I do the math, 2 hours of that, not counting the 1/3 that Uncle Sam is going to take, and I still wouldn't be able to afford the food I just brought.
That's right.
There's
yeah,
no way. There's
yeah,
no way I can rationally think about going back to a regular 9 to 5 or even a salary job after seeing what this industry does. So I'm
Correct.
like, no matter how you slice it, like we have no choice but to figure this out because no matter how much I don't like it, the alternative is not even an option.
Sure.
It can't be an option.
yeah,
Hey, they talk about it on the LIA podcast. They said, hey, everybody comes here wants that affluent white collar income, 150 grand to 250 grand a year and more. Okay, great. They say, well, how are you going to get there? And Chris Ball says it all the time. Have a blue collar mentality. Set a schedule, clock in, clock out the same time every day. And my wife and I, hey, when I first started, I became that guy. Hey, I'll go do it. Hey, I'll go pick it up. Hey, I'll take
Yep.
you out because I'm 1099 and I got burned, right?
hmm,
And my wife works from home too, but I'm like, hey, a lot of people work in downtown Charleston. I said, for me, think of me like this. I don't work here. I do not work from home. Think of me, I work downtown Charleston.
yeah,
Mm.
I just happen to be upstairs, but I work downtown. So again, her parents, my parents, when my brother and sister-in-law, when they fly in on their plane, I usually go pick them up. You got to get an Uber, man. He can
yeah,
afford it. I'm like, you got to get an Uber. I'm not, I can't, if I don't know when you're going to land, I got to stop dialing an hour before. What if someone picks up?
right. Yeah,
I can't do that.
yeah. No, same boat. Like being home is awesome, but you really have to be almost like rigid. Like I, you can't bother me. I'm working.
No,
I'm sorry. You can ask me a question. I'm happy to help you, but I'm working. So like, let's manage that. It's a big deal. Prior, you said something earlier. You had the 3-year plan, right?
yes, sir.
Matt Ryder says if you give yourself 5 years, it'll take you 5 years. If you give yourself 6 months, it'll take you 6 months.
Ah,
You know what I mean? If you give yourself 6 months to build a house or a year to build a house, it's going to take you the same time. It's take you that long every time. So I don't know. I did make a change to the thing you shared with me to 1 year
okay.
because
Okay.
I'm doing
Challenge
that.
accepted.
Let's go. let's go. I mean, it's who's it going to hurt, right?
Nope, not at all. Touche, Corey. Touche. But hey, but
So
that point earlier, we're having some people do some work on our house now. We had a guy come and give us a bid, and they could be here today at 1 o'clock. That's right in the middle of the day,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So 3 years ago, I said, yeah, sure, man, I'll meet you at the door. Well, that means I got to stop dialing at noon because I don't know who's going to pick up. I said,
yeah,
no, man, I need you here at 8:30 in the morning. Well, I can't do that until 2 weeks from now. Fine, I'll see you in two
See you in
weeks.
2 weeks.
yeah.
I can't, I can't do it, man.
That's a powerful
That's
lesson to learn.
that.
It is, man. And that's the thing, because if you do that, you're just sabotaging yourself. You're just going to piss yourself off because you're not getting the results, not making the money we need because you're taking away from the one thing that does it, and that's the activity.
Yeah,
It ain't deep. It's not complicated.
no.
It's
I'm kind
hard
of
though.
I'm kind of starting to feel bad about pulling you off the phones for this.
This is well worth it, Corey. Hey, now I thought this is therapy.
It is.
Hey.
Every time we do this show, like that's what we all say. Like, this is
That's what
therapy.
they
It
say,
really,
right?
This is fun to do. It
it
doesn't
really
pay for
is.
shit, but I hope at some point this is a good recruiting tool. But
Yeah, of
it
course.
is a
Why
good
not?
it is a good break from the grind because it does get hard, and you
Yeah.
got to kind of protect your peace. I'm purposely not dialing today because I don't think I could show up the right way for my clients after
Or
just looking at my numbers from April. But still being around the people, doing the pod, going to the meetings, doing the
yeah.
trainings, whatever, I'm feeling just a million times better. I'll be on tomorrow.
Oh, you
Yeah.
will. Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
awesome. Well, I mean, we're at like an hour plus. We can keep going, but um,
I'm done for the day. So, I mean, I'm not, like I
oh,
said, with you. We got some plans here. We got some stuff to do around the house. We're going to start here this evening. So, what else you want to talk about, podcast master?
nobody's ever called me that. I must be getting better at speaking.
I
Do I still talk fast? I don't know.
know I do.
No, I think we'll probably wrap it up, but I think we should definitely have you back on again because man, you have some experiences that new agents can learn a ton from. And that's really a big part of what this is for, is to help people avoid the pitfalls that we've seen because we've been
Yeah.
in it and we're still new enough to appreciate how hard it is.
But
You
everybody
know?
wants those results, man. But I just think I tell myself every day, what's my goal? I want to get my ass kicked today.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
hey, you said it the other day, Corey. It reminded me, Elvira, right? What does he say about the leads? All leads suck.
All leads suck.
All of them.
But then Zach McElwain to say all leads work if you work the leads.
True.
So I don't know which one is right.
Yeah. Why I tell myself they all suck. It's up to me to make it right. So if
Yeah.
that's your mentality going in, and you're
Ah,
expecting hang up, you're expecting FU, you're expecting, I can't talk right now, then that tells my brain, just say the next line on the script. Quit trying to relate to them.
that's where I was at yesterday. I should have just pulled you into a side room, man. I
That's
was
where
like,
I've been for 4 years. Oh, you're busy right now? Oh, you don't want no. Oh, wait a second. Just say the next line on the script.
I believe him every time. Oh,
Hey, when we listened to Sydney yesterday, oh, yeah, that's right. Hey, you weren't expecting my call. I know she just cut them right out. You weren't expecting my call.
yeah,
Why was it? Yeah, that's why I was calling you now. It went
yeah.
right.
She's a boss. So good. Got to have her on too. But no, I guys, thanks for the time and the therapy and the show. I think we'll probably wrap it up there and we'll save some of the content, some of the secrets for later, right? So,
Tyler, when you gonna be in the dial room with us, man? You're never in the dial room.
Tomorrow. I've definitely been lagging, but I promise you, I'll be there. I should be either the first or the second person there tomorrow.
What
You
state
guys
are
are
you
in
in?
different time zones, but
What state are you
I'm
in?
EST.
Where are you?
I live in Maryland.
Okay, I'm in South Carolina. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
so I'll
Hey,
rate.
it matters. It matters, doesn't it, Corey? Being in that dial room, man.
You know what?
It
When
changes.
when you're the first one on the entire thing, and people are joining everybody's on all these different teams are waiting to join their breakout rooms. Like maybe we should just stay here. That's kind of
Yeah.
like the welcome lady. One morning I was just like, "Hey, good morning, good to see you. Welcome to the show." Like,
Right, right.
and then the
But
breakout
it
rooms are
goes
open.
back to
Like,
that thing. If you know, hey, I've got to get, I'm not just going to call, make dials whenever I want to. I've got to clock into my dial room.
Yeah, there
That
you go.
that changes things, man. I got to be up. I got to be ready.
Hmm.
I got to have stuff done.
I got to
I've got to
dress like
go
a
work.
business owner.
Huh?
I got to dress like a business owner. I can't wear sweatpants.
Exactly.
I'm wearing sweatpants when I leave, but
So I think, and I never did that. I never turned my camera on. I never showed up to dial rooms. I
it
just
makes a
did the work.
difference.
But now I show up, man. It's it helps a lot.
Yeah,
Honestly, when I see, sorry,
I know we
go
were
ahead.
wrapping up what you said earlier about the having to get into the habit of not doing things for people. That is the space that I currently have found myself in. And it's so funny because I used to feel guilty about saying no and not helping people. But now that I'm out and I do help family and friends, now the guilt kicks in on the other way. And it's like, bro, you should be dialing right now,
That's right.
especially on weekends.
Yeah,
Especially on weekends. I'm like, I know the people who didn't pick up on Friday are home right now, and this is where you are out. Like, so yeah, I'll definitely be there tomorrow.
nice.
And on a side note, when it comes to having culture and having you guys, I do appreciate y'all. Like, cause I've been places where there's no real training and there's definitely no real camaraderie, and the sink or swim mentality is heavy. So, like having you guys, regardless of performance, be there and uplift the teammates, like it makes all the world a difference.
We're human, man.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
we we thrive in tribes. There's no, it's just it's our DNA.
yep,
And
yeah.
I didn't do it for a long time. And
Hmm.
it makes all the because you're not alone, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It gets very quiet and deafening very fast if you're not in a room, at least staring at other ugly mugs. You know what I mean? Because
That's
it might
right.
be a quiet dial room, but if at least you know that I can unmute or I can message somebody or I can, hey, can I chat with you for a second? Let's go to another room.
Yep.
It is
Oh,
mentally, I think it's got to be a requirement. And if
yeah,
you're
man.
not doing that, if you're not doing that, you're still uncomfortable with people seeing you on camera. Dude, pick your nose. Who cares? You're human.
But hey, but Corey, hey, people A will not buy enough leads. They won't do enough dials.
Hmm.
They won't get in a dial room, and then in 3 to 6 months they'll say insurance didn't work out for me.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nothing is supposed to work out for you.
No, they're supposed to work out for insurance.
I mean, nothing is supposed to be here for you.
No.
Bro,
Nothing.
there be days where I'll be frustrated and I'll have like a bad phone call, and then because I'm in the dial room, I'll look up at the rest of them guys and I'll see them with their hands in their eyes and things like that. And I'm like, oh, we're all having a bad day. All
That's
right,
right.
cool. Let me call the
Yeah.
next person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've been in that spot where I'm ready to be done for the day. I look up, there's someone there, and then the next person picks up and it turns into a sale. I'm like,
Whew.
That's
that's the
right.
power of it.
Chase the nose. You got how many no's can I get today?
13,500.
Oh yeah, I'm not
How
gonna lie
many
to you.
times? How many
I
times did I get told F off?
I think I'm starting to prefer the no's because when it comes, at least when it comes to appointments, when I get yeses and they don't show up, that stuff hurts way more than a no. So I'm like,
Oh,
hey,
it's
hey, hey,
so
if you
crushing.
really don't want this, bro, just let me know now. Say
Yeah.
save
Right.
us both the trouble. Like you don't
Right.
gotta be
Yeah.
nice to me. Like I'll go away. Just tell
You,
me.
you could be like Giuliano and turn the nose and the FUs into content and just blow up. I mean,
Yeah,
that
true.
definitely changes your mindset. Oh, you want to fuck off? Okay. Hang on. Let me turn my camera on. Can you say that again?
You just gave me free content. Thank you. Thank you very much.
On to the next. I love that guy.
Oh, that's sometimes, man, it's that simple. It's just all right. Next to some
Yeah.
will, some won't. Who's next?
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I think we'll try to wrap it up for the third time here. We got to do this again now.
Let's do it. Thank you for
One
having me,
last,
Corey.
yeah, one last question for you. If people want to buy a policy from you or come work with you prior, how can they find you?
Probably the best thing would be, I guess my phone number. I don't really have big social media. I guess my social media is just Pryor_Hovis,
Okay.
Hovis. That's the best way to find me.
Okay. We'll put
Yep.
those in the description for the videos and the podcast so people
I
can
think I
help
think
find you
that's
there as
my
well.
Instagram.
Yeah, it is. I verified that before we
Oh,
started.
yeah. Okay, thank you.
No
So,
worries. All right. Well, thanks for listening to the Dialing for Dollars podcast. If you enjoyed the show, like, subscribe, and share it with another agent who's still dialing leads at 8 p.m. Have a good one.